Hello and welcome to the Barefoot Revolution podcast. We are here to give our tribute to the recently passed Diego Armando Maradona. Vinayak is from Kolkata, so he has experienced some of Maradona's aura. So he will talk mostly about him. And JT and I has basically watched some videos of him, have heard about him, but never experienced something um, the kind of aura he has in Kolkata. So over to you.
And it's funny because like I was born the year 3 years after I was born 4 years after he won the World Cup with Argentina. And while growing up, like I think the '94 World Cup was when I was 4 years old, and like I never got to watch that World Cup, of course. Like 4 years old, I don't think you can watch a World Cup. And he was kicked out for the whole drug scandal. So I've never watched him play. Never watched Maradona play. But that's the enigma of the man, because I've never watched him play, yet I've grown up with him. Yesterday when I heard that news, like the reaction was as if a family member had passed away, because I literally grew up with him. My grandfather, who's 95 years old, he called up this morning, and like the pain in his voice, like he was so sad. And it was almost as if one of his family members passed away. And like, Kolkata is football crazy because of Diego Maradona. um and 50% of Kolkata is, they worship Maradona. Like if you come to Kolkata sometime during a World Cup, you will you you not understand, and it'll take some time for you to register the fact whether you're in Buenos Aires or whether you're in Kolkata, because the whole town, half of the town is blue and white. And to grow up with that, I think is very special, very, very special. And it doesn't matter that he's passed away. I think he's immortal. I think Kolkata will never forget him. And like the likes of us like he'll remain with the likes of, because we've literally grown up with him. Like, so it was very sad yesterday, very, very sad. Um, he's had a troubled life. So the fact that he died early is not a surprise to me. I think everyone was expecting it at some point of time. He almost passed away a few years back with drug addiction and with obesity. But some human beings are not just skin and flesh, but they're more. And even when they die, they don't die. They're immortal. And I think Diego is immortal, absolutely immortal.
Absolutely. I mean, there's very little that I can add on that. It's just very sad to see such a great footballer pass away. Um, he was just he's an absolute legend, and it's just sad.
Yeah. And you can't write a script like that, right? No matter if it's fantasy, if it's animation, you can't write a script like that. Like his life was stranger than fiction. Like just imagine, like from nothing, he came from nothing to what he became. I don't think there's been a global celebrity who can match that aura, like of Diego Maradona. And be it a football fan or be it not a football fan, everyone's shocked by what happened yesterday, and just shows the global appeal of the man. Um, he was a god, but a flawed god. Um, and that's what made him so intriguing. Like he was not the preachy kind. Like he was never the preachy kind. He left in he his life was never the ideal life that you hear of. It was a crazy life. Like there are stories about, how he went to prison with Pablo Escobar, not knowing who Pablo Escobar is. And I mean, how yes, to if you want to write down a story using your vivid imagination, you can't. It's just unbelievable. Um,
Exactly.
like
और
leaving
इतने
aside his
mad इतने mad stories है ना उसके. Like he's a as a footballer, he was worshipped, literally a demigod. But uske alawa, if you look at his life, it was just crazy. There's so many mad moments in his life. It's just, it's just mad. He was
you
just
you want to talk about
crazy.
the tweet? I
Right?
really like that tweet.
The tweet was
Yeah.
like and we got the tweet of God. So he said, "Finally, I have my hand back." So something like
That's
that.
brilliant,
So
right?
and it all comes from being the footballer he was.
Mm.
Like if you, I saw his pre-match warm-up yesterday. Most unique warm-up ever in football. Like nobody, and I think nobody in future will do something like that. Like he used to dance there. He has his own routine, shooting balls anywhere, juggling balls, and like to someone who starts watching like football right now, he would find that they're like very stupid, basically. But he was an enigma, like everything around him.
Yeah. And especially, yeah, like you said, it's all about the football, right? Like
Mm,
he's not. That's the beauty of it, right? Like, he has done so many crazy things. But when you ask a person about Diego Maradona, he won't talk about the drugs. He won't
mm.
talk about the fact that he's met weird socialists and dictators and been affiliated to them. They will all talk about his footballing genius. They will all talk about the hand of God, which was one of the most fraudulent moments in the history of football because Argentina went on to win the World Cup. And they will all talk about that goal that he scored, which has been voted as the goal of the century. And if you hear Gary Lineker's tribute yesterday, which I found really touching, he describes as to how they wanted to man mark Maradona, but they were like, who will man mark him? Like he will beat
Mhm.
his marker, he will beat
Mhm.
everyone, and he scores. How do
And
you play against a guy like that? And at that age, right? Like when the pitches were not as smooth as today's, to dribble past six players and the goalkeeper and score, it's just it's stuff of it's stuff of fantasy. Like stuff of fantasy. Like really, like we've seen videos and we've been so impacted by the videos themselves. But imagine people who were alive at that point of time and who were watching him play live. Like for them, it's I saw a tweet, I saw a photo of a River Plate fan crying on the shoulders of a Boca Juniors fan, two of the most bitter rivals in the world. Like this, literally, like this massive violence when the two play. Um, but that's the unification, right? He's a god. Like he's a god for all football fans, not just Argentinians.
Napoli is doing something great for him right now. They're going to rename the stadium as Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, something like that. So it's been
That
confirmed also. So they're going to rename the stadium.
I mean, that's fitting, right? Like he joined
Mm.
Napoli from
And
Barcelona.
he wasn't there for like too many years. He was
No,
there for like just few years only.
yeah, just a few,
And
like, two,
and
three
to
years
have
only.
an
But
impact like that.
imagine, like he
But
came in and he
Mm.
won two
two
league titles.
serials. Yeah. But the best part of his career was with Napoli, right?
Yeah, I mean, the best part of his career was actually before Napoli, when he was this shining star in Boca Juniors and he played for the Argentine junior team as well. Um, that was when he was at his young like best and like he was just upcoming as a footballer. He went to Barcelona for a record transfer fee at that point of time for 5 million, and then he went to Napoli, which was a surprise to everyone. And
Mm.
Napoli was like they weren't even considered a proper football team, like a bunch of thugs, really bad reputation. And this man goes to that city and he wins two league titles with them. It's stuff of dreams. Like it's just you can't like you talk about Messi, you talk about the Ronaldos. How many of them can go to a team which has absolutely no like it had footballing history, but which were not performing well at all, underdogs, and to turn them into what they became under Maradona? I think that's why he's the greatest of all time, and I think he's unparalleled, absolutely unparalleled.
That's about it. We like words can't actually express what just has happened. But that's about it. That's our
Yeah, and just
tribute to the legend.
yeah, and just before we end, I think um it's very rare, right? And in life, it's very rare that you get impacted by someone who you've never known, someone you've never met, someone you will never meet, and someone who wasn't even playing when you were born. And for us to have that reaction to the man, it speaks volumes about him. So, adios, Diego. We will you'll forever be in our hearts. Adios.